Hey, Goddesses and Adoni, it's Warrior Wednesday once again, and I'm here with call number 4 in the Wow War United Fall Session Series. This session has been a great success thus far. Goddesses and Adoni are moving towards their goals that they have set for themselves. The mermaid goddess Cece Valero from Massachusetts had a $964 party last weekend. That's $280 in profits going right into her Mermaid Goddess Goes Global campaign bank account. What's that about? Well, she wants to take 3 vacations in the next 2 years. That's right, 3. Bermuda, Hawaii, and the Philippines. That's a big, huge dream for Miss Cece, and she's working her tail off to reach it. Adonis Jim Kalos from Pennsylvania had an $1,100 party after a dry spell. And that's why we never quit, right, Jim? Because the next big party is coming. You inspire me, Jim. Melissa Wish from Mass had a $1,200 party this past weekend. Mel, I am so glad that you came back to Athena's. You are a top-notch goddess. Yay for your big party sales. Jennifer Dillingham from New Hampshire, she did 2 parties this past weekend, totaling over $2,000. That's a nice weekend. Go, Jen, go. And she also got 4 bookings, so that's just fantastic. I'm happy for you. Lauren Goyette from Mass, she sold $2,450 in 2 parties. Her hostess overages, they're like out of this world. $300 at one, $400 at the other. That's incredible. So, she is doing her demo at the October BBW in 2 weeks. You want to tune in to see what she's doing. $2,450 in 2 parties? Yeah, I want to know too. Talia Kocha from Rhode Island sold over $3,000 in 4 parties. That's big money. So she got to go to the bank and deposit money into her #backyard for the boys bank account. That's another big dream that we're all cheering on. Katrina Vidal started it with her hashtag dildos for wedding bells, and her wedding is in less than 2 weeks. And, it's amazing to me to see so many of you, getting focused on your dreams, being clear about what it is you want, and then really going for it in this session. And that's what I'd hoped that this session would accomplish, that we would go deeper and it wouldn't be technique. Like, we would really get down to it on a soulful level, and it's amazing to watch it unfolding. And I have to say that one of my favorite things to happen this week was when I got to post on the Facebook walls of lots of recruiters who earned their very first entries into the free Bermuda Recruiting Challenge. Lots of September recruits finishing their training in less than 30 days. So wow, that's just inspired action, and giving these 2 trips away is so exciting to me. I personally post on people's walls, and that makes me very happy. And I always hope that by doing this, that it generates conversations for that goddess or Adonis among their Facebook friends. They'll see me post something and be like, hey, congratulations, or what is this about? Well, let me tell you how ecstatic I was when Goddess Felicity Merrill's mom commented on how proud she was of her daughter. And then, just that in itself is just heartwarming to me, seeing a mom tell her daughter how proud she is. But then she proceeded to keep this thread going, encouraging Felicity's friends who also commented to join Felicity's team. That was spectacular. So Felicity, you've got a super supportive mom, and that to me is simply amazing. Well, this call is a little bit over 30 minutes. I apologize, but it's great content, so I'm just going to dive right in here. Instead of multitasking, I'm going to ask that you monotask when it comes to this call. Close out of your emails and your social networking sites. This call requires focus. And actually, that's your first code word of this call. It's focused. Focused. The first code word is focused. So give yourself permission to connect to this call, to focus on the content and get the most out of it. If you're checking your Facebook or typing emails, it's not going to happen. You're here, really be here. Get the most of this free education. And here to provide you with a pathway to more joy and prosperity is our guest speaker for this session, Sue Guiher. Sue, they're all yours.
Hello there, Athenas, Goddesses and Adoni. I know that you guys have been doing amazing things over the past month, and we are going to be doing the second half of our calls here, and I'm so excited each week to be bringing you strategies and tools and tips that you can immediately apply. So if you've been listening each week, you know that I've been building on each call. Originally, we talked about your big goals, your vision for yourself. We also talked about how to schedule yourself. We also talked about mindset, which we're going to talk about every week because mindset is so important. We also talked about planning for success and knowing your numbers. So for now, at this point, you should have a vision of how you want to be entering into 2017, and you should be actively moving every day towards that vision. My company is called Thrive for Success, and I talk a great deal about thriving, and thriving is this buzzword now, and it means much more to me, and I just want to stop for a moment and just share with you the definition of thriving because it's going to be so important. So thriving is moving forward despite of or because of circumstance or obstacle. It's constantly moving forward. And as I talked about in the past, celebrating, knowing your results, celebrating your successes, always moving forward. So if you haven't already adopted that mindset of every day, what am I doing to move forward? I want you to do it, especially after today's call, because it's going to be an integral part of how you manage your time. Yes, that's what we're going to talk about today, is how do you manage your time. We talked a little bit about planning for success and chunking your time. And I want to add on to that this week, because time is that four-letter word that I hear the most, sometimes frustration about, sometimes the most overwhelm about, or just, I don't have enough time. Well, you know what? We all have the same amount of time every week. And some people are able to, high performers are able to use that time in a much more productive, effective way so that they feel more free. You feel more calm. You feel more in control. And that's what I want for each of you, is to be in choice and in control. So those are themes that are also going to play throughout, is being in control. So you just came through an amazing, listen, this whole October is for you guys. So I want to talk to you about time management. So I know that all of you, when you start doing planning for success, you said, yes, I'm going to get this under control. I'm going to schedule more effectively. I'm going to be able to manage my time. And you know what? We all need to manage time because there's distractions that come in. There's obligations that we have to take care of. Everyone has to look at, again, that same 24 hours and figure out, how do we have focus? How do we continue to have progress and momentum? That's that moving forward. That's what I want you to have in your mind. What does this thriving really mean? So I'm going to ask that you think about putting some structure. And I know some people are like, structure makes me feel so boxed in. But the interesting thing is, if you have structure around areas of your life, you have more freedom in all areas of your life. It's really that creating that structure that allows us to feel free. We talked a bit about that when we were planning out success, that you really need to use that plan so that you can reach your goals. So I want to go very high level for a moment. And I've always talked about working backwards, and we've talked about this in the past. That's why we jumped ahead with the vision as to what do you want at the end of 2016. So this should be a little bit of a review, but I want to start here is, what do you want to do with your life? What was your vision around how you wanted to experience your life at the end of December, where you wanted to be? So not just around your business, although we will talk about business, and around your sales and your recruiting, but overall. And it's really important to look at, who do you want to be in your life? What do you have as your goals for your overall life? What are your goals around personally, around family? Because what can happen is we sometimes get so day to day that you can go down the wrong path and start focusing on the wrong things, and they don't really match up with your big goal of who you want to be. And that is so key, is that you don't want to spend a lot of time and energy. This time is so important, going down the wrong path if it doesn't connect with your big goals. So what do you want for yourself right now? Think about that. It has to be around your vision. Do you want great relationship with your family? Do you want a thriving, successful business? Do you want to have great relationships with members on your team? Do you want to be able to volunteer? Do you want to take care of self? So there's some things I want to have you think about. Is 3 different areas that we're going to take a look at. And one is character. And this also comes from Brenda Bouchard, who does a lot of work in personal development. And he talks about these areas. So what kind of person do you want to be? Think about that. What kind of person do you want to be? And that you have control over. Do you want to be the kind of person who sets a goal and fulfills it? Do you want to be the kind of person who has integrity? You do what you say and say what you do. You person that can be counted on by people around them. Do you want to be the kind of person who's healthy and models health for your children? So by taking care of yourself. What kind of person do you want to be? And it goes back to self-respect. So what are your thinking around who you are as a person? Because who you are as a person will impact other areas of your life and how you'll show up. So the second area, so the first area is think about, who do I want to be as a person? What are my goals around my character? And then think about relationships. What are my relationship goals? What kind of person do I want others to think of me as? Am I that person that comes with a positive attitude? Am I that kind of person who's fully present with my children and my partner? Am I the kind of person that I am there for my team members? What is the energy that you want to show up in and bring to those that are closest to you? Now, you might be saying, what does all of this have to do with time management? Well, by understanding who you want to be and how you want to be in relationship with others, you can start keeping track of your time much more effectively. If you're in a more positive energy, you'll feel calmer and more in control of your life. And that will ultimately make you more happy. And that's the third area to look at. What are your growth goals around your life and your business? What would make you feel more happy? And we set goals last time, and we talked about results and breaking it down. So I'm not going to go through that all here again. But for yourself, what would make you happy? And then every month, we're going to sit down and set your goals. Now, we're, at this point, by the time you're listening to this, the middle of the month. But you should have, because we had talked about planning success and setting goals, you should have in your calendar, put your goals down. So if you don't remember, week 2 when we set goals, go back. So first of all, you should have set monthly goals. We talked about having a $2,500 sales goal for October. And if you needed to carry things over from September, you did that. And also a recruitment goal of 2 people. You should all be operating minimally on those 2 goals. Some of you might have larger goals than that, but those are minimally your goals. And then you broke that down into weekly goals. Now, the weekly schedule, we talked about planning for success. So if you're not doing this already, I'm going to give you some more tips here on how to do this. I want you to, in your schedule, and you can do this for the rest of October, fill in where you didn't already have filled in, thinking about who you want to be personally. So every one of you should have some type of either physical activity or self-care activity, working out to keep yourself healthy. It doesn't have to be going to the gym. It could be walking more, or it could be throwing in a tape, whatever. In order to be a high performer, you need more energy, and more energy comes from moving your body, one way or another. So you need to have your movement time, I'll put it. You can put it as workout time. You can put it as self-care time. You can put it as class time. But that workout time should be in your calendar. You want to have family or friend time in your calendar. Schedule it out or it won't happen. You want to have catch-up time. So time that you still need to catch up on personal or business goals. You want to schedule in some creative time. I've been seeing how you guys have been creative, so things that will allow you to be creative. And then schedule in some free time. How many times do you get to the end of the weekend? I don't feel you have any time for myself. I'm going to do a exercise with you in a moment, and we're going to schedule these things in, and we're going to take a look at how you're spending your time and your energy right now. We talked about scheduling in blocks, and you want to look at each of these areas and schedule in these things every week. They might not be at the same time of day. Sometimes it is, but you want to schedule in these blocks that I talked about, because then they become a habit. You have creative time as a habit. You have movement time as a habit. You have family time as a habit. And again, because of your schedule, it might vary week to week, the exact time that you have it, but the fact that you have blocked it off means that it will happen. Now, here's what I'm going to share with you that high performers do on a daily basis to help you manage your time. Every morning, I want you to do 2 things. We've talked about setting intentions, I know, with you before. And if you aren't doing it, why not? Intentions are the first thing you should do before you get out of bed. It will take you less than a minute, but it will be the minute that will put your day on track. Even before you get out of bed, vision out yourself at the end of the day. So I'm thinking right now, it's early morning, this is how I want to feel at the end of the day. This is how I want to have experienced my day. It's not a list of your to-dos, so you can do a quick mind thing. You know what your day is going to look like in terms of things that you have to get done and people you're going to interact with. So set an intention. Your intention can be, I want to be calm all day. Your intention could be, today I'm going to be productive. Today I'm going to feel connected to the people around me, or fully present, or in control. Anything that is easy for you to take track of and notice. Because then throughout your day, you're going to check in. Okay, I said today was going to be a calm day for me. Do I feel calm? If I don't, what do I do in this moment to feel calm? It's that redirection all the time. You can also set intentions for anything that you need to get done during your day. Intentions set the track in motion. So if you're making a phone call, what's my intention around this phone call? I want to be fully connected with this person on the other line. And then you show up fully connected. Or for the next hour, I'm going to be in productive mode. And so for the next hour, you stay focused and you're productive. And when you start lapsing out of being productive, you go, okay, what do I need to do in this moment to feel productive or calm or in control or whatever it is you've decided. Now, here's what I want you to do next. So once you set your intentions, I want you to think about what are the 3 things that I need to accomplish today to feel productive, to feel like I'm moving forward, to feel like I'm thriving. That's always moving forward. So if I accomplish these 3 things today, I will feel like I am moving forward with my business and life goals. Those 3 things you do, and I invite you to write them down. So you might want to have, wherever you start work, have a piece of paper. You can photocopy and have a whole bunch of them that say, today the 3 things I want to accomplish is, and have a 1, 2, 3. And fill that out. It should take you less than 5 minutes before you get on your email, before you start checking your phone. Do you know that the first 20 minutes that you're awake, and I think I shared this before, is your brain is in a alpha state, so it's where you can really set yourself up to have strong positive energy. So if the first thing you're doing in the morning is checking your phone and your texts and everything else, it distracts you from that. So before you get on your phone or your computer to check email, do this where you're filling out this form that's saying to yourself, these are the 3 things that I need to do today to feel productive. When you do that first, you do what I call being proactive. And there's an energy state around being proactive. And I'll just share real quickly with you what it is. It is being in anabolic state. When you want to be in a anabolic state, then the energy builds more energy. So anabolic state means that you're proactive, you're positive, you build a higher level of energy, which feels good. You know when you've been like rocking it and you're productive and things just, wow, you go, oh my gosh, everything is falling into place. I feel like I'm in flow. I feel like I could go on. Those times where you've worked a lot of hours, but because it's been moving forward, because it's been productive, you feel good. You can still feel tired at the end of it, but you feel good. Now, compare that to what is called catabolic. Catabolic, if you remember anything from school, is energy that burns up. It's a catabolic explosion, so to speak. So that's that energy that just explodes upon itself, so that's when you feel overwhelmed. It's when you feel tired, when you maybe not even got that much done. That's because you're in a reactive mode. So if you start out your day opening up your email first and you are having to react to everyone else's agenda for you, or text or other things, you're in a reactive mode, which takes so much more energy out of you and is that depleting energy. So you can start your day managing your time and be in that thriving space by just starting out by being productive. So I'm going to give you your code word right now. I almost forgot to give you your code word. Your code word is thriving. You know, one of these weeks I had to have that. So your code word this week is thriving, because it really fits with time management and moving forward. If you're not having a productive, time-focused way of being, then you're really living a very random, unfocused life. So when you think about is, okay, so if I am wanting to move forward, what needs to be on my schedule today? What are the 3 things? So going back to that, decide what 3 things that you need to accomplish today. Then every other the to-dos that you need to do, you can put them down too, but really focus first and schedule in these 3 things because they're what's important to move you forward. Chunk them into your day, look at your day and plan them into your day. That will help you create a more forward movement for yourself. All right, real quick, I want to take you through this other exercise. And you have the forms either in the forum, I sent them ahead, or just grab out a piece of paper because I'm going to talk you through this exercise and then you might want to rewind and go through this again. So first, before you start filling in the form, I want you to identify 8 areas of your life, and business should be one of them. So your Athena's business is one area of your life. We're going to do your personal thriving sphere for your life first, and some of you might have done this with me before. So, and then you can, outside of here, do it for your business as well. So your personal thriving sphere for your life can look like this. Think about all the different areas. Business might be one. Another area might be your health or well-being. Another area might be household. Another where you do all your, your cleaning and your cooking and taking care of your household. Another one, if you have children, might be your kids' activities. Another one might be spending time with a partner. Another one might be volunteering, so community service. You might have a religious affiliation or spiritual affiliation that you spend time on and energy on each week. You might have social, so maybe you have friends that you go out with. So look at each of the areas of your life, not necessarily that you have time for right now, but that are all the different areas of your life. I want you to just take a moment and jot those down. And you might have to pause this because I'm not going to give you real time to go through it. You might want to pause, and when you're done, then you continue to play. So think about 8 different areas of your life and just write them on the piece of paper next to the circle. So just on that same piece of paper, on a blank piece of paper, business should be one of them. Hopefully self-care or health is another one. And I want you just to fill out those 8 areas of your life. All right? So now, whether you stop the recording or you're back, now we're going to operate around, even though there's more than 110 hours in the week, that is about, if you had 16 hours, take your sleeping out of it. I know some of you might sleep less than 8 hours a night, but I'm just doing a real quick, instead of 16 times 7 days a week, and you may choose not to work your weekends, but we're going to include all the hours. We're going to play with it being 110 hours that you have available to you. So you're really around 112 if you sleep 8 hours a day, but we'll just play with 110 because the numbers are easier that way. So I want you to look at each of those areas of your life, and we're going to do a static snapshot. So this week, wherever you are, I want you to think about how much time and energy you're spending in each of those areas. So on your business, do you spend 25 hours on your business? Do you spend 20? What do you spend? And I want you just to put next to each of those areas an estimation of your hours. And it should equal out to 110. So again, this is a guesstimation. There's no right or wrong answers. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're just getting a rough estimate of this past week, where have you spent your time and your energy? So if you had no time for self-care, then you should put a 0, or let's just put like 1 next to it, just so that it still shows up on the board. But take a moment and write out each of your areas and the amount of time that you've spent on them for the past week. If you need to stop the recording, do so, because I'm going to move on again. All right, you have all your numbers? So say you decided that your business was 20 hours, where everything, 10% is about 11 hours, okay? So if you're working on your business 20 hours, you're at about 20% of your time. What I want you to do, and this for the visual people, you will love this. And if you have colored pencils, it makes it even more fun. So I want you to take this circle. Oh, and I forgot one really important thing. I want you to first, in that middle circle, I usually have everybody do this first, so sorry. Write your name and today's date. So write your name and today's date, because you know why? You're in control of where you spend your time and your energy. All of the energy is focusing out, not where everybody is taking things away from you or taking up your time. So name and today's date, because this again is a snapshot in time. But I'll encourage you to do these more often, and I'll talk about that in a moment. So very easily, look at your 8 areas, and then come over and kind of shade in. And if you have more than 8, that's fine, but generally you just use 8 areas. Shade in each of the areas. Just put little, not even shade, put little like high wedges. And again, it's not going to be equal because the hours won't be equal. And 11 hours equals 10%. So if it was 5 hours, it's about 5% of your wheel. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just start making your slots. You might need to stop the recording again. Now, as you're finishing all this up, I want you to step back and take a look at where you're spending your time and your energy. Is there an area of your life that, wow, I'm spending way too much time? Maybe household, spending way too much time. Is there some way else I could delegate to someone else or be more efficient in what I'm doing? Or maybe you don't have enough time for yourself. Wow, I'm spending no time on myself, which is why I'm feeling so burnt out. Look at where you're actually spending your time and energy. Again, this wheel is not where you want to be. You already have that in your mind. So if you're thinking at it and going, you know what, this is not what I want it to look like. There's 2 different reasons and things that you can look at. One, maybe you're working on really hard to reach some goals, and so you're okay with it being out of balance. The areas should not be equal. Balance is more about feeling in harmony and feeling in control about where you're spending your time. So when you look at your personal thriving sphere, you say, okay, this is a short term, but I'm going to look at my schedule and add more time here, or I'm going to decrease the time I'm spending in this area because I don't need to spend that much time every week. I want you to, on your own, do a wheel around your business. Same thing. You're going to break your business down into the different areas. Making phone calls, actually going and doing the parties, customer support, working with your team. Think about all the different areas of your business that you should be working on and create a wheel just for your business. How much time are you at parties? Is that enough? How much time are you recruiting? Is that enough? How much time are you working with your team? Is that the right amount? And you would take the amount of hours on this page that you put for your business. So say you picked 22 hours. You would break the areas down based on 22 hours. Makes sense? So is it 1 hour in, working with my team? Is it that I'm spending 10 hours doing parties, 5 hours doing customer support? What is it that I'm spending the time in my business doing? These 2 tools are very, very effective, especially if you're visual. I would invite you to do them at least once a month, but some people use it daily. They just do it as a quick, almost, this is how I'm going to spend my day, especially around your business. I've had people in direct sales use this to reach their goals and win lots of different prizes that I know all of you love to win, which me too. But at least once a month, take a look at where am I spending my time and my energy. Weekly is even better because you can do one, where was I spending it, and then how do I want to make the changes? It again keeps you in control all the way. But just wanted to go through a real quick tool that you can use. I invite you to use it, especially if you're visual. Have fun with it. Grab some colored pencils if you want to color it so that you can take a look at exactly where are you spending your time and your energy. And what's that telling you? Is it where you want to be spending your time and energy? Or what changes do you need to make based on the goals that you set, those overarching goals and your vision, and based on the questions, what 3 things do I need to accomplish today to feel productive and feel like I'm moving forward? So I wish you a fabulous week. I look forward to connecting with you again really soon. And as I like to say, keep thriving.
Thanks, Sue. Okay, I listened to this call twice, and my favorite line both times was, what would make you feel more happy? I hope that you took the time to write that down. I know I did. These calls and this session is not about sell, sell, sell. I mean, Athena's wants you to be happy, and I hope that you feel that. I listened to this call twice, and I hope that you took the time to sit down, and do the time management exercises that Sue presented if you didn't do them during the call. They'll help you identify where your time presently goes and allow you to make the changes that will help you live a life that makes you happy. In our daily lives, not many people are asking us, hey, what would make you happy? Or giving you the opportunity, the space to focus on your time and how you would like to live a life that makes you happier. So this is your chance. This is your opportunity. This is what I want for you. This is what I feel will make you a more productive and in-tune entrepreneur, which will lead to more prosperity in your life. So now it's time for me to give everyone on this call a chance to win a cherry stone neck pillow, the triple one. Yes, the big one, the $72 one. The nights here in New England are getting chilly, so I thought it would be the perfect item for this call. Something that you can add to your demo that will have your customers oohing and eyeing when you place it on their lap or on their back all heated up. You can put it in your demo kit. You can put it in your stock to sell it and make the $72. You could raffle it off to a lucky hostess or use it as a team incentive. Of course, you could choose to keep it and keep yourself warm and toasty this winter. So good luck to all of you. So how do you win that great prize? Well, simply share your aha moment by midnight tonight in the Google Docs submission form that was included in the email in which you received this call, and you'll be entered to win the Cherry Stone Triple Neck Pillow for free. Okay, time to give you the final code word and some instructions to submit it. So you'll fill out the Google Docs survey that was included in the email, share that aha moment, and I care about what you have to say about these calls. I want to know how they make you feel and what you get out of them. So you can find that Google Docs submission form in the email that contain the audio link. And I also posted it in Wow and War in the Facebook groups for your convenience. So it'll be really easy to find. So click on the link, fill out the form completely, and you only have to fill out one form for both Wow and War. Super easy peasy. So this will be counted as proof that you were here for your spoils of war and will enter you to win that free item. And you must fill out the form by midnight on Warrior Wednesday in order to get entered to win that free triple pillow. If you can't listen by midnight on Warrior Wednesday, that's okay. You will have until 11:59 p.m. on Friday, October 7th to complete and submit the Google Docs survey. By submitting the information, you'll receive credit for calling in, and that goes towards your spoils of war. Sue, of course, will be back next Wednesday with call number 5. The October BBW, one more plug for that. Got to let you know that it's coming up in just 2 weeks. I hope that you'll be part of this incredible evening starring Lauren Goyette and Cece Valero, two extremely entertaining and educational and inspiring goddesses. The education, the laughter, the connection is all priceless. So I hope you'll be there, whether you're live in the studio audience or tuning in from your jammies on the live stream. And you can purchase raffles for the Bermuda cruise. Oh my goodness, the money already is up to $440. So you can purchase raffle tickets online or buy them in person at the event. It's up to you. I'm sure that number, that 440, is definitely going to rise. So that night, someone's going to win that money towards the trip and go on a relaxing vacation for short money. And it could be you. So now here's the final code word that you've been patiently waiting for, and it's happy, Happy. Your final code word is happy. And I'm wishing you lots of parties and profits during this coming week that make you happy. Thanks for listening, and Goddess bless.